Khana pakana it's such an art, right?
Yeah.
I go to Rina's every day, the DHA branch, but I also spend time at DanDan. I also spend time at EXO. I don't think there's one set formula for
Right.
success. I've known people who've just plunged in without even a degree
Hmm.
and are doing extremely well. We try to instill in our employees a positive mindset. कि ये complain आई थी, and we take that complaint as an opportunity to convert this customer for life, right? We say, okay, this is what we did, this is what went wrong. What do we do now to go over and above to make this customer happy? And that's when the customer also feels, yeah, this service is exceptional.
Welcome back, Ammar.
Yeah.
With the current economic climate and rising inflation, how does that impact your approach to pricing, sourcing, or like expansion
So I
plans?
think inflation has really slowed down,
Hmm.
but over the last,
Is slowed
it
down?
slowed down, yes.
Hmm.
And I think things are like you can see that input costs have stabilized. So EXO was actually our like by the time we launched EXO, that's when it was peak inflation.
Hmm.
Incomes had really real income had really shrunk.
Right.
Dollar had gone from like 180, 190, 200, 250, and
Yeah.
280 now. So that's when and that's when we said, okay, we want to launch something cheaper than a Rena's or a DanDan,
Right.
not
Right.
something premium.
Right.
Maybe even though now that I think about it, like in terms of if I had to do a new restaurant today, I'd still launch a premium version because
Hmm.
it's less affected
Hmm.
by shrinking incomes. The market remains there,
Hmm.
and margins are much better also.
I mean, inflation doesn't affect a certain
Certain exactly,
category of
exactly,
people,
right,
right? I
right.
mean, which is also sad.
Yeah,
But I guess then it leaves
100%,
gives you room to open like different things.
100%.
In terms of your expansion, in terms of like salaries, how much of a difference has it made in the last 2 3 years of how you run your restaurants
So,
because of the inflation?
so we did. It's also like I think the strategic direction also changed.
Hmm.
We started doing EXO more. We've opened
Right,
like two physical locations, two ghost kitchens,
right,
and now we're expanding to Karachi and Islamabad through franchising.
right,
I think in terms of business, we're always able to pass a certain amount of the cost
right,
to the customer.
right.
So everything has become more expensive.
Hmm.
What has saved a lot of brands and a lot of restaurants from losing out on customers is actually bank discounts and consumers being able to avail those discounts on a
Oh,
daily basis.
fantastic. And I mean, I'm always curious. So, how does the bank make money on this?
So the ba-
Does it?
so initially I thought that the bank was getting money from either a Visa or a
But it
Mastercard.
doesn't.
So the bank is funding the discounts, like a
Right.
portion of it, depending on your brand. So if you
Hmm.
have a solid like a brand like Alanto, Cosa, or Rena's,
Yeah.
they'll be funding most of it, like
Right.
90 to 100%.
Hmm.
For smaller brands like Keprek or DanDan even,
Hmm.
they fund like 60 to 70%.
Right. So, what does the bank get out of
So
it?
they get consumers, they get people, they get credit card
Who
fees,
subscribe to
they
their
get the credit
cards?
card, right? People credit card fees and
Hmm.
consumer base. And whatnot.
Hmm. I mean, people always glamorize restaurant ownership, but what is it really? What's the reality of managing your
I
day-to-day
mean, it's so
operations?
day to day, it's super stressful.
Yeah.
It's hectic.
Yeah.
It's crisis management. It's a lot of firefighting every day. But over time, you develop a lot of
So
people and
firefighting is because of the inevitable
yeah.
scenario which
No,
you
so the
live
thing is कुछ ना
Lahore
कुछ
के अंदर या
वो भी
पाकिस्तानियों
but
की वजह से
कुछ ना
या
कुछ हो रहा होता है like कहीं पानी आ रहा है कहीं कुछ हो रहा है कोई मक्खी निकल गई like खाने से कोई
Huh.
something or the other is always happening.
Hmm.
And when you this widespread, it's happening every like 10-15 minutes.
Oh
Okay,
damn!
not the makkis,
Bad
not
reviews.
bad reviews also, but not
Hmm.
just just stuff going operationally wrong. कोई फ्राई खराब हो गया है,
Hmm.
एग्जॉस्ट नहीं चल रहा है कंपनी का,
Hmm.
पानी खराब हो गया कहीं,
Hmm.
बाथरूम नहीं चल रहा. All of that really adds up. So it is hectic, but
Hmm.
once you have people that you rely on
Right.
and a reliable team, it gets easier.
So how do you find people who you rely on? You train them to come to a certain point, or you already hire people who have
So most
experience?
of our staff is old.
Hmm.
They've been with us for a while.
Hmm.
Now we've started. कहते हैं, hiring more people from the industry or across
Mm,
industries, and as we've grown larger as a company,
mm.
like I mean, it's all luck, man. I don't know if there's a if there's
If there's a
yeah,
formula to
yeah.
it.
It's not, like I used to think it's there's this other restaurateur I know. He says that the key is to hire fast and hire fast, fire fast, or
Yeah,
and fire
fire
faster.
fast. Yeah.
And I just feel like it's not. It's neither of those things. It's just,
Mm,
I think in the end it's just luck.
mm,
Sometimes you find really good people who are extremely loyal, extremely hardworking,
mm.
and sometimes you don't, and it's
So, would you rather prefer that your employees come up to you with every problem which is going on, or would you rather that they resolve it themselves and tell you the solution that they've come up
yeah,
with?
that the
Yeah.
latter, obviously. Yeah, the thing
Mm,
is, so it really depends on the size of business.
right.
I used to be like that initially, like
Yeah.
I'd want people to come to me,
Micromanage.
micromanage,
Mm.
but now that we've grown significantly, it's better if there's structures in place. There's an immediate supervisor that they report to, and they resolve problems within themselves, and
So
then
there's a
and then
system
there is a system.
which
So
works.
there is a system that works, and people generally, by the end of the day, I'm just looking at WhatsApp messages कि अच्छा ये चीज़ गलत हुई थी, and this is how they resolved it.
I mean, yeah, people are relentless
Yeah,
in
that's true.
voicing their
Yeah,
complaints,
yeah,
especially in Pakistan.
that's
They
true.
don't let go. So, but that comes to the point when it comes to customer service. What do you think makes a genuinely good service in restaurants?
Acha, so I feel like a certain level of so I have two approaches to this.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a certain level of service, Joanna,
Hmm.
is expected.
Right.
Getting your food on time, getting your food of a certain quality, hot piping,
Hmm.
good tasting,
Hmm.
getting your bill on time, etc. So this is the level that's expected everywhere. So
Right.
it's not exceptional service.
Right.
I think exceptional service comes in when, like in Lahore
Hmm.
especially,
Hmm.
is when something goes wrong, and the restaurant goes over and above to make it right.
Oh, yeah, that's a
So,
great
and I
point.
feel like that's what creates word of mouth also.
Hmm.
Yeah, this happened and the restaurant really did this.
Yes.
Like
I mean,
they,
the worst is
huh?
restaurants covering it up.
Yeah, yeah. So no, so I feel
People
like
hate that.
whatever like complaint that you have.
Yeah.
So I think the your employees need to have a mindset that the complaint A should not be hidden from the owners.
Right.
So
Right.
they should have.
Hmm.
So what we do is that we try to instill in our employees a positive mindset. कि ये
Hmm.
complaint आई थी,
Hmm.
and we take that complaint as an opportunity to convert this customer for life, right? We
Right.
say, okay, this is what we did. This is
Hmm.
what went wrong.
Hmm.
What do we do now to go over and above to make this customer happy?
Right.
And that's when the customer also feels, yeah, the service is exceptional.
So, if you get complaints online or on social media platforms, do you address them personally?
If I do them, I do
Mm.
address them personally, and
Yeah.
if they're directly on my platforms, if they're on a third party platform like a Facebook page run by someone else, that is something that I don't address.
But that also creates a lot of negative
It
sort of
does,
hype.
it does, it does,
Yeah.
it
So
does.
how do you address that?
In terms
You
of
don't?
the negative vibe that's, yeah, देखो मसला ये है कि in terms of negative comments का ये होता है कि people will on this third party groups or Instagram, actually less on Instagram, more it used to be a Facebook phenomena. Now it's not
Mm.
because Facebook itself has died down.
Mm.
On these third party apps, people who are doing like people get more engagement on negative comments than positive ones, right?
Absolutely.
So
And
and
they're pretty brutal.
they're pretty brutal,
Huh.
and you know the amount of likes you get on a negative, and obviously likes are endorphins, right?
Yes.
So at some
Yeah.
point you can't really do anything. I think
Mm.
what I do look at is I do realize that if the complaint is genuine,
Mm.
I will resolve it within my own system. Like for example,
Right.
right now,
And
because
that's a great
yeah,
approach.
yeah. So for example, right now, I know for a fact that, and for the last last month and a half, the quality at Rina's has dipped slightly,
Right.
right? And it's across now, and it's because when we opened Dolmen, a lot of our senior staff went there. So Baki do branches की ना
I mean, it's fantastic that you acknowledge and you
हाँ,
understand
100%.
that this is happening.
100%.
Mm.
So I also see that online be there's some comments
Right.
that quality has dipped. But like what we're doing every day is now is trying to address those complaints.
Mm.
Going every day at the restaurant.
Mm.
Batul, my sister, goes every day at
Mm.
one or two restaurants every
So,
day.
were you not going every day to your
Yeah, no.
restaurants
So
previously because you
nahi,
have
so
other?
I was like I go to
Mm.
Rina's every day, the DHA branch, but I also spend time at DanDan. I also spend time at EXO.
Of
I also
course,
spend time at
it's
Keprek.
a lot.
It's a lot. So
Mm.
it's
Mm.
not every day anymore. It's like twice a week then, right?
Mm.
Because we've grown. But
Of course.
do we have the systems in place to ensure that good quality happens? Is
So
the
I
question
mean
mark.
that is what I was coming to. That so how do you manage consistency across all your outlets? A lot of branches which we see even in like global food chains.
Yeah.
एक branch में अच्छा खाना होता है, दूसरे
Yeah, yeah.
branch के
Actually,
ऊपर
पता है मसला ये है कि क्योंकि
crappy खाना होता है.
खाना पकाना is
Hmm.
such a it's such an art, right?
Yeah.
It's the cook on the line cook. It really depends on all, like everything
Hmm.
depends on him, right?
Right.
Depends on how like the on the heat on how like how skilled he is, right?
Right.
So food can vary, and that's why
Hmm.
restaurants like Rina's are inherently not scalable,
राइट
right?
बिकॉज वो इतनी इतना एक
इतनी
हार्डकोर मैकडॉनल्ड्स टाइप
हाँ
सिस्टम नहीं है
नॉन टाइम
कि
सिस्टम नहीं
इतनी
है
डिग्री
मेन्यू
के ऊपर ये
कम्प्लेक्सिटी
होना है इतनी डिग्री
मेन्यू
पे हाँ
कम्प्लेक्सिटी है एंड इट्स
हम्म
all very chef dependent you can
हम्म
lock the recipes but you have to really train your people to be at that par
सो
so it's actually a challenge it's a challenge that I'm facing right now it's something that we're doing so after we did exo right exo is really scalable
या
exo is also like
100%.
exo is also
I
really
mean, it's scaled a lot within my office.
I'm
We
saying
love
exo,
it.
but exo in terms of systems is also simple to execute, right? Sauces are pre-made,
Right,
everything's wok tossed,
right.
so you can really
There were too many factors in
huh,
Rina's menu.
100%. So you can
Huh.
control the quality. So what
So
we
does
try
that
to
mean that a smaller menu is
is
easier to scale?
much easier. Yeah, the
Huh.
easiest thing to do is opening a burger joint, and
Right.
that just does burgers, and you scale like
Right.
15,
One or
20
two,
minutes,
three
100%.
items
Because the
on the thing.
quality, keeping quality consistent is
So,
actually
I mean,
hard.
just out of my own
Yeah.
curiosity, when you start supplying food in the morning to restaurants, let's say Rena has 10 branches,
Yeah.
so all the food comes from one source and then
All the
gets
all the no
diverted.
no no all the
How
prep
does it work?
so
Sorry.
food is divided into prep and cooking so
Okay.
the prep comes from one source like the chicken is marinated at one source
Okay.
the fingers are rolled in one
Mm.
source the stuffed chicken is stuffed at one source right the beef is cut at one source but at the branch it's assembled and cooked so the prep happens
So the prep happens and then it's distributed at the same
distributed to the
time
three
to
early in
all
the
these
morning
things.
all
And
the
on हर
so
एक का
it's
line chef होता है फिर
हाँ वो
he
निकालता
starts.
है वो so it's actually a logistics nightmare also right because with more branches it also becomes more hectic
Like when the food comes to the restaurants, how um, uh, let's say your restaurant opens lunchtime.
yeah
How long does your staff before the lunchtime comes
so
there?
Rina's opens at 9 a.m. All
Huh.
three besides Dolman the rest of the two branches uh s- f- production actually starts happening so bakery की जो production होती है वो सुबह के 4 बजे हो रही होती है the bakery is always on croissants and like the baked goods are being made at 4 a.m. Prep chefs come in early morning at 6 they start prepping the food and start putting them in containers and start sending them 8 a.m. is when the vans leave
Damn,
so that's
intense.
it's like an always on operation
So what's your biggest challenge generally as a restaurant owner that people don't see from the
yeah actually
outside?
it is the consistency like the
Hmm.
biggest challenge for any restaurant is actually
How much do you think that can be automated?
yeah, so for some brands it can be really automated
Yeah.
yeah but for others it's difficult I think for Rena's it's become more challenging as we've grown as the
Hmm.
menus expanded
Hmm.
and as our talent as our key talent has also gone to other places
Hmm.
right other restaurants within ourselves
Of course, I mean poaching must be intense.
so अच्छी बात ये है कि like most of my workers don't leave me we've had most of the same staff for the last 9 years but within our restaurants they leave to like an exo or a Keprek or
So what's one restaurant idea which you would love to do and you haven't done yet?
yeah I would really like to do a Pakistani restaurant like I've been wanting to
Really?
do a Pakistani restaurant for a while
Can I give you an idea?
yeah
Just because of that, you know all these Sri Lankan and
100%
Bangladeshi delis which have desi food in
yeah
it. We have a huge corporate culture over here,
yeah
and all these guys bring food from homes and stuff and things like
yeah
that. But there's not a deli which serves desi food.
हाँ नहीं है
Yeah, there you go.
नहीं, no so I also worked on a concept for Pakistan
Uh,
for Pakistani cuisine
yeah,
it's just very like the OpEx is actually really high because if you do a traditional Pakistani restaurant not like a newer like like the kind of restaurants in London like Gymkhana Dish Room
yeah,
वगैरह or uh, like I'm talking about a traditional restaurant like a
right,
Spice Bazaar or
right.
uh, to do everything nice, or to do everything like really well,
Mm.
you need an ustad for each like category of cuisine. So for a
True.
barbecue तो में एक बंदा चाहिए उस्ताद, वो 3.5 लाख रुपए तनख्वाह
Mm.
लेता है. For a एक naan वाला अगर तुम उस्ताद level लो,
Huh.
right, he'll take another two.
Mm.
So the wages get really
Mm.
spiked up. So it's difficult to do. Also the capex is a lot because you can't do a small. So if you do a traditional Pakistani restaurant in Lahore,
Mm.
you can't do a small one.
Mm.
Why?
Mm.
Because the optimal customer experience happens when 5 or 6 people are eating and ordering multiple things, right? If you're
Right,
right,
right.
because it's family
I
style.
really feel personally that I mean, there's so many people who are in offices.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough space for them to eat homemade sort of food
हाँ.
in like a Delhi sort of a situation. Like एक दिन का एक menu, दूसरे दिन का दूसरा menu,
अच्छा,
तीसरे दिन का
casual
तीसरा
dining. I
menu.
think people have
हाँ,
tried doing
बिल्कुल.
it also. I think there
Yeah.
was this restaurant called Roti.
I mean, it really works in Sri Lanka,
Yeah,
Bangladesh,
yeah.
all these places.
That's
Even in
that's
airports, I've seen it.
that's true. I think there
Mm.
was. I just feel like people aren't willing to pay that much for that
Yeah, I
kind
mean
of
that's the
food.
point.
That's
We can't charge them much.
yeah,
It should cost the same as when they're bringing food from home.
100%. So अब एक गुलबर्ग में एक रेस्टोरेंट खोला था रोटी के नाम से.
Huh?
It used to do it was exactly this. It was like a desi deli. Every day the menu would change. It was like a premium version of a dhaba. And
Hmm.
dhabas do exist, obviously.
Mm.
Dhabas,
Of course.
if you've
Yeah. I
gone
mean,
to
people love dhabas. All our staff
so if
eats
you've
there.
gone to a dhaba, you
Huh.
know, like
Yeah.
there's also a daily menu that
And some
changes.
dhabas are, by the way,
Yeah.
they serve legendary
And
food.
if you see like क्या नाम है Doger for example,
हाँ,
Doger's
हाँ,
were able to
pumping.
like scale really well.
हमारे ऑफिस में बहुत
हाँ,
डोगर से आता है
Doger
काम.
ने
चिकन
like
टिक्का, दाल, माश,
yeah,
नान,
Doger proper
रोटी.
franchising करता है.
हाँ,
Doger
हाँ.
like it's a 5 million
Oh,
franchise.
damn.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. So finally, like, what's your comfort food after a long day of eating out in your own
Yeah, I eat a lot of
restaurants?
junk also, and I eat. I think my favorite cuisine is Pakistani cuisine, but I do eat a lot of like fast food also. Like I eat
McDonald's?
McDonald's, like only a filet of fish, but
Really?
that's my favorite sandwich. But
God.
I do eat a lot of junk, but I also eat a lot of Pakistani food, and I genuinely think that Pakistani food is one of the best cuisines in the world. I think it's the
Absolutely.
most gourmet. It's like it takes time to prep something.
Yeah.
It takes time, like it takes time to cook in a hari.
Yeah.
It takes 48 hours. This is
Yes.
super gourmet. Hundreds of spices.
Yes, true.
So I do like I appreciate the depth that comes from Pakistani food.
Yeah.
I really want to put my fingers into it also.
Mm.
Like really
Yeah.
want to do a Pakistani restaurant.
Mm.
But I think eventually, like maybe in the next 2-3 years.
Mm. And finally, Ammar, if anyone else wants to get into the food business, how would you want them to approach it?
Yeah, so in terms of ideas, like I think it's important to travel and understand what's going on in the world in terms of cuisine. Pakistan's a really Lahore especially is a very nascent market. There's not
Yeah.
much here, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's very easy to bring in a concept from abroad if you likes to eat something and if you think that this could work. I think it's
Hmm.
important to travel a lot and
Right.
see.
And in terms of having some business acumen or learning how to run the financials
Yeah.
and the back end, how do you think people should approach that?
Yeah, I would, I used to believe that you have to be an employee first before you're an employer, right? I used to believe that you need to work somewhere
Mm.
and then start your own thing.
Mm.
But I think around me are multiple examples of people who've just started.
Right.
I think around and who's extremely successful.
Mm.
So I don't think there's one set formula for
Right.
success.
Mm.
I feel like a lot of people I've known people who've just plunged in without even a degree
Mm.
and are doing extremely well.
Right.
Like I don't know if you know Mukhtar from H Block.
Of course, वो क्या कहते हैं?
Yeah, I think
Donors.
no,
नहीं?
so Mukhtar was Karachi hot and
No, no,
spicy
no.
wala.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
Mukhtar
Yeah,
was someone like who used to was a car service guy who used to run around and wait
Wow.
tables, and now he has 6 restaurants. Like in a catering company.
Amazing.
So
So he loved he just wanted to do it.
no, it's just a drive. It's a,
Right.
it's I think you need a lot of grit. I think you need
Yeah.
to work a lot.
Mm.
It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
I think if you're willing to put it, I don't think you need to be educated even.
Absolutely, I agree. I think that's a good point to end this podcast. Thank you so
Bas.
much, Ammar.
Yeah,
I really
thank you.
appreciate you coming.
You're
And
welcome.
best of luck with all your restaurants.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.